Hi everybody, it's Laura with Untitled Typewriters. Welcome to my little channel and to today's tutorial. We're going to look at a Royal Model B as in boy. It's very similar to the Model O, but you'll see it's got this accent piece that's in a matte black, which contrasts with the high gloss black finish. It's very wonderful, and it's also on the bottom. It's like this crinkle matte black. Beautiful. They're fantastic machines, so I can't wait to show it to you. Now, if you want to see how it types, then there is a demo video, and you'll find that in the product listing link. All that information is down in the description below. If you're not familiar with us, please visit our website at jotandtittletypewriters.com. And you support our channel by shopping our vintage typewriters, or we have like this non-slip pad, we have ribbons, we even have puzzles, we have covers for typewriters that my mom makes. And also, the biggest request we get for my videos is when I mention that if you have your own spools and you want fresh ribbon rolled on it, we have a custom ribbon option. You send us your spools, we'll wind fresh ribbon on it for you and send it back. So if you go to our website and just look for custom ribbons, and that's how you do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do a tutorial on this particular machine. I have here a 1938, and it is in really great condition. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. The only bad thing about high gloss finish is it's gorgeous and you can almost see yourself in it, but that means every little piece of dust, see, you can see it's like a mirror, you can see my hand in it. Every fingerprint, every piece of dust is gonna show up on the typewriter, but I just keep a handy dandy cloth nearby and wipe it, or you can put a dust cover on it. But it's so pretty. And this one, especially since it's 1938, I mean, look at its condition. I'm just actually blown away at how pretty this one looks. Anyway, okay. So let's start with the back here. So there is this back plate, and y'all, if I call something by the wrong name, please forgive me. I'm just here to show people how to use their typewriters. My husband is the one who does all the repairs. He knows all the proper names. I run 2 businesses, not to mention all the other things that I'm on boards and take care of. And so I work from like 7 in the morning till 12 or 1 in the morning. I work all day long. And so forgive me if I get a name wrong, because that's just not high on my priority list. I'm here to show you how to use your typewriter. All right, let's keep going. And this Royal, I love the metal nameplate on it. It's also nice and shiny. It almost looks like it's brand new. Anyway, you fold this back, and here you have your margins. And you just press and drag, okay? And just go back and forth. And so then you just flip that back over. And this does have a tab. So I'm gonna flip this up. And hopefully that's gonna focus on there, but you just press and drag. Oops, press and drag, okay? That's how you set your tabs. And now that's kind of the difference between the B and the O. The O does not have a tabulator on it. Okay, let's go over here to the right side. If you pull that forward, that releases the tension on paper. So let me show you that. I'm gonna take a piece of paper. You just set it right here behind the platen or the roller, and you turn. Make sure your paper goes underneath this bar. Now, I got it perfectly. Hold on, let me see if you guys can see that. So this is nice and even. If it wasn't even, you just pull this forward. Sorry. Pull this forward and it adjusts the tension. So now, there you go. So you can move your paper around. Even if you're done typing, pull that forward and then pull your paper out. Some of us like to do the, without pulling it forward, the satisfaction of the zip, but really it's better to do the paper release and then take your paper out. Okay, to move your carriage, this is your carriage, you have a lever on the side, and you just pull that in. There you go. The bell on this one is really faint. On yours, you know, I don't know if you can hear your bell or not, but you're gonna hear your bell when you hit your margin or just before your margin. And that just says, hey, you're at your margin. It's time for you to hit your return handle and go to the next line. But if you are right in the middle of your word and that bell goes off and then it stops because you're at your margin, then you just hit your margin release, which is this button right here, and you can keep going. So that's what the margin release is for, and that's what your bell is for. Okay, over here on the left side, again, is your carriage release. Either of those levers will release the carriage. Right here, let me see, which one is the line selector? Hold on. Okay, this is a line selector. So 2, that's a double line, single line. This releases your platen, and I believe that also you could take it out if you want using that. But I use it, and you can, there's a, let me flip it over. What I actually use on this side is, you see that silver button? I use that to release the platen, because you hear that when you click, it clicks every half of a line. Well, let's say you load your paper. Let's say you already have something typed on it and you're trying to line it right back up and it's just not lining this way. You can press that silver button, which is only on the left side, and then do some fine tuning in your adjustment right there and then release the button. See how that works? Yay. Okay. Let's keep the carriage to the left. And then we're gonna open up the top. And so you just pop it open. And inside you will find your spools. Now this has metal spools in it. I don't know if they're original or not. If yours has the original spools, that's awesome. If yours does not have any spools at all, that's okay. If you go to our website at Untitled Typewriters, underneath you will see the universal ribbon, and we have 2 lengths available. We have an inexpensive one that we just buy in bulk from overseas, and then we have one that we hand roll, and it's 48 feet. It's got double the ribbon on it, and it lasts you a long time. And it'll fit in here. This is a 2-inch spool, so as long as your spool is 2 inches and the ribbon is a 1/2 inch, it'll fit your typewriter. Okay, so you just pop them in, really simple. Pull it out, pop them in. You'll see 2 pins that stick up. One of them, the big one, goes in the middle, and the small one has to go in one of these little holes here, and that just helps turn the spool. So you may have to jimmy it a little bit. And then make sure it's properly threaded through all the guide wires. All right, I'm trying to not get my hand in the middle of things, sorry. You will find an up-close photo of this in the product listing, and so that link is in the description below. Even if the typewriter has sold, you can access the photos and then bookmark it or screenshot it or save it, whatever you want to do. Here are your type bars, and what was I going to say? Oh, and this is your selector. It's called touch control down here. And this just determines how hard these type bars are going to strike your paper. Now, back to the ribbon. When you get to the end of your spool, it needs to be reversed to go back and forth. So back and forth, because when you get to the end of the ribbon, it's not the end of the ink. There's a lot of ink in these ribbons. And so just, if you need to manually reverse it, there's a switch right here that manually reverses, okay, back and forth. There you go. That's what that is for. Over here on the right side is your color selector. Right now it's on red, and then I go to black. And if you go all the way over, press down, you have to press down and all the way over, it's on stencil, which is, it's a white little dot. But it's not, if you can see, it's not really typing anything. That ribbon is not moving up to hit the type bar. That's because it's for a stencil, which you probably will never ever use. So if for some reason you're typing along and you don't understand why the letters aren't showing up very well, or if this feels stiff all of a sudden or just stops working, try two things. One, make sure your selector is not on the white, which is stencil, but it's on the black or the red. And the other one is make sure, try reversing the direction of your ribbon. That will solve 99% of your problems. Okay, so always start by checking those two things. Sometimes the color selector can get bumped and it'll kind of land in between colors. And so just always double check that. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. And just remember, when opening your cover, make sure your carriage is to the left so that your handle doesn't scrape the cover. Okay, now on this typewriter, you'll see you have the round the round glass keys. These are gorgeous, gorgeous. And I love the feel of them on my fingers. Your margin release is right here, and we already talked about that. Your backspace is over here on the right side. Remember, backspace does not erase, but backspace is great because when you're typing on typewriters, you make mistakes all the time. And so you just backspace, type over it, keep going. That's just part of using a typewriter. Now there are some correction ribbon options somewhere out there, or whiteout. If you want to find that, go for it. When I use a typewriter, I just type over my mistakes, or I X out the word and just keep, and then retype and keep going. You just don't have a perfect paper when using a typewriter. Okay, down here, there's your tab right here. So that's just forwarding over to where I have the tab sets. Shift, and then shift lock. With this one, the shift lock, you have to press and kind of push back because you'll see there's a metal pin that's sticking out, and you have to push that shift lock underneath the pin, and you can see that pin. If you've got yours in front of you, you can see the pin down there. And then to release it, press the shift again and up. And so that is how to use your Model B. And then let me show you where your serial number is. Hold on, I gotta adjust my margins. Sorry about my arms. Flip that over. Okay. Right here is your serial number. And then you can go to typewriterdatabase.com and look up and see what year your typewriter was manufactured. Okay, everybody, I hope you found this helpful. If you want to see how this one types, then go to that product listing link in the description below, and you can watch the demo video to see how this actually performs. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for supporting us by liking, subscribing, and visiting our website and shopping there. You all have a blessed day and happy typing.